For my second video, I just want to wander around and detail what is in the garden before I forget. So we can start with what I like to refer to as the main garden bed. This is a bed that I tilled last year. And then I just went with a tilled bed, no mulch, and I grew some annuals there. In the fall, when everything was taken away, I completely covered this bed in like 6 inches of straw and let it rest all winter. And then this year I started planting into the straw because I couldn't find any wood chips to save my life. But now I have wood chips, so this is a few inches of wood chips on top of several inches of straw that pretty much broke down all fall. I was really pleased with what this garden soil looked like when I started. All the straw / hay broke down really good. And the tilling and then with the straw on top seemed to be a really good combination. The rest of my garden's going to be no till though, because I'm too lazy and I don't want to deal with tilling, because I did use a little tiller and it was heck on earth and I never want to do that again. But over here I have Roma VF tomatoes, and these are all Roma VF tomatoes. They're a nice bush tomato. I'm a little intimidated by the idea of setting up indeterminate tomatoes. I might try that next year, but for this year I just really wanted to try determinate varieties. Determinate varieties don't get as long and as crazy as indeterminate varieties. The yield is a little lower, I think, but they're so much easier to take care of. A little kind of homemade simple trellis like this, which is just one cattle panel and 4 little stakes, works out great for them. And then you can zip tie or twine them to the fence, as long as you do it loosely, and do pretty okay. And you can see here I've got just a little piece of loose twine, so as they grow then they have room to get wider without it digging in, and I don't have too much weight on them because I don't want it digging into them. But these are my Roma tomatoes, and I already have one little baby tomato on there. And then if you come down, this kind of divides the line, and then this is a variety of tomato called Valiant that I got from M.I. Gardener, and they're just now starting to make pretty blossoms. So hopefully I'll get a lot of tomatoes off of these. The Valiant variety is supposed to be a really good heirloom determinate variety. And then this variety over here I'm pretty excited about. It's called Olive Shades, and it's actually a patio like container tomato, but I just wanted to try it in the ground. And look at how thick this guy is. It is super thick and really bushy, and like I just love the way the foliage on this looks. Like, I don't know, it just makes me happy every time I look at this little tomato. It hasn't needed a cage because it's so sturdy. It doesn't need any staking so far, so we'll see how that does. And then over here, I forget which is which, but like 4 of these are banana peppers, and the other half is some kind of California bell peppers. I want to say the ones closest to me are the banana peppers. And then these, I think, are... Oh wait, maybe this is banana peppers, and then the other ones are the bell peppers. Okay. These 4 are banana peppers, and then the rest of these are some kind of, I want to say they're Keystone bell peppers. And then this row over here, pay no mind to this. This is a cover crop row that I got that I'm just planting here because I'm going to plant a long hauler tomato here called, I'm going to butcher the name on this, but Pignolo del Vesuvio, I think is kind of sort of how you say it. And that one you plant it really late in the season, and then you harvest all of the tomatoes all at once right before the last frost, and you string them up and they store inside all winter long, and those will keep for all winter with no preservation or anything like that. And then you just like snip them off the vines as you need them to cook them. And they're supposed to taste really good, but I've never tried them before, and I don't even know if they'll do well here, but we'll try them out. I've got, I need to weed, but I can't keep up with the weeds right here. These are wild or feral parsnips. I was told you have to be careful with these because the sap from these will actually burn your skin. And the other way down over there, that's just regular parsnips. And then I've got 2 different varieties of cucumbers. One of them's Muncher, and I can't remember the other variety. I tried straight 8s, and they weren't my favorite last year, so I'm hoping to try something different this year. They were good, but I just wanted to see if I could find something that I like a little more better. And then this little dome is something that my son likes to play on, but I thought it would be cool to put this net over it and let the cucumbers grow up it halfway so that my son could have some shade when he swings under there. Last year I didn't cut it back as much as I should, and the cucumber vines grew all over the ground, and he really couldn't play in there. So I'm going to be a little more on top of it this year. Also, I grew Trompechinos on this last year, and they were wild and crazy and took over the whole thing. So this year it's just cucumbers, and hopefully I can stay on top of it. So that's the main bed.